Hey, what is up guys and girls, my name is Grief Drums and today we are back with another advanced tips and tricks video, except this one's going to be slightly different. We are going to be looking at hatches or the trapdoors or whatever you want to call them, but we're going to be looking at how to defend those from Thermite and potentially Hibana now that she's been added in. So first up is Oregon. We're going to be looking at this hatch. Through in the meeting hall, there are two more hatches. There's this one and this one just over here on the right. We're going to be looking at the best way to defend those and the best little peaks from top down specifically. I mean, I really like using these. If you climb to the top of this ladder, you already get a really good line of sight onto this one. Obviously, you're a little bit exposed, so stay in and you can peek it from the left. The other hatch, by opening the floor just here, you actually get an insane line of sight down onto it almost instantly. The one really good thing about this particular spot is the fact that anyone pushing in, they're going to have a real hard time seeing that hole that you've made. Anyone pushing in through this door here, they're not going to be looking for you up there. They're going to be looking to check that they're clear where they are. So that's a really, really dirty spot. The next hatch that you want to defend is the main one. I mean, this is the one that pretty much everyone's going to go for. But if you count 7 slats across here, now you can try and make these as small as possible, but if you shoot out this particular beam here and then the floor on the opposite side, this is where a lot of people like to stand, just on the other side of this wall, but you're pretty exposed there. By staying in this section here and opening the floor and the wall up, you get a really, really dirty angle down onto that hatch, and people can't really get good access to you. Certainly not if you reinforce the wall just to my left. It's probably best if you're going to be doing this to take Thermite out and then Scarper. Once he's down, you don't want to hang around too much. So playing as an operator with impact grenades or a C4 allows you the option to quickly blast your way out of here and back down the back stairs if you need to. A lot of people like to stand over here. I personally don't, because you're so exposed. You can open the floor up a lot more than I have here to see better, like further up here. The biggest criticism with this is anyone coming through the master bedroom, anyone zerging upstairs, anyone pushing up the stairs to your left, you're pretty screwed, you know. It's very, very difficult to then stay here to take Thermite out. Whereas if you hide in the other little bit at the top of the ladder, you've got a much better chance of getting the drop on them. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at the presidential plane. Obviously, when you're in the luggage and cargo hold, there's 3 hatches that you want to be taking a look at. Certainly if you're doing bomb, because you're protecting both of these sites. But there's those 2 hatches, and there's also this one in the cargo hold itself. So to defend these, by going to the very, very top floor, climbing up the ladder, if you want to count 1, 2 squares across, at the very front of this square, if you make a tiny, tiny little hole here, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see exactly what's going on. But by aiming down there, you get a really dirty view onto the hatch. By opening this right the way up, you can see quite clearly what I'm looking at. My only criticism with this particular spot is that anyone coming up through the top of the plane can quite easily spot you before you know they're even there. To look at the next hatch, by standing on top of this particular hatch, you can aim at this square here. Let me just reload. By shooting this floor out here, you can get a very, very nice line of sight down onto the hatch directly below. It's very rare that people actually open this hatch, I will be honest, but you can see it nonetheless. And you know, if anyone does go near there, having a view on it would be pretty handy. The final hatch we're going to look at, and the more common hatch that people blow, is if you run straight forward from the last murder hole that we were just looking at. Shoot out the top section, and then step backwards so you get more of an angle onto the material that's below, because it's double skinned, this ceiling. But by taking all of that section out, you get a really nice line of sight onto that hatch. Again, I'm going to open it up a lot more so you can see what's going on. In a real game, I wouldn't do this. I would make it a really, really small hole. But just so you can see, this is exactly what we're looking at. This is a really good line of sight, and it is such a handy spot to take out Thermite. On to Clubhouse now. In the kitchen, you've got this drop, which a lot of people like to try and open up if they're attacking the armory. Then the one in the main bar in front of the jukebox, and the one through in the stockroom, which is just in front of the garage. We're going to start by looking at how to peek the one in the stockroom, seeing as we're already over here. By going up to the cash room, you're probably not going to get spotted if people aren't droning too well up here. Because they're going to be attacking the armory, they're probably not going to check up here. But to get a view on this hatch, just next to this table leg. By shooting the floor out, you get an insane view down onto it that no one is going to be expecting. To view the bar dropper, by coming into the little bathroom in here in the master bedroom, looking at this second square up here, shoot a couple of holes into this, and you've got an immediate view down onto that hatch as well. Really cheeky angle. Very, very difficult to spot from downstairs. One that I would highly recommend, as it also offers you the opportunity to flank down behind people that are pushing the stairs. By going through into the logistics office, over into this corner here, you count the second row in, so 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares onto this patch of dirt. By shooting a couple of little holes here, you get a view down onto the kitchen hatch. Now, this particular spot doesn't give you the best view that you can have on it because of the carpet. So by going over to the other side, you can actually open up this square here, which gives you a better view. Now, the reason that I showed you the first one is because it's a little bit harder to spot than this particular one that I'm making now. So it's a bit of a compromise. You can either get a better view of the hatch, but there's more likelihood of being spotted, certainly by anyone going in through the window downstairs. Or you take the slightly worse view and a slightly better peek hole. It's catch-22 really. Both of which work, both of which can be very, very handy. And they're both pretty difficult to spot. You know, there's no shying away from that. Because they're hidden just on the other side of the beam, they are quite difficult to see. Same as the one in the bar, it's very, very difficult to see if you're not already looking for it because it blends in with all the pipes up on the roof. This one stands out a little bit more because of the colouring of the ceiling, the fact it's plasterboard, but who's going to be looking for it? Okay, so with that, that brings us to the end of this particular video. What I want from you guys, though, is let me know, did you enjoy this? Is this something that you think you could use? If there was just one peek in this video that you didn't know, make sure to smash that thumbs up and let me know down in the comments below. If you've got any other cheeky spots, let me know about those as well. Make sure to vote for the map that you want to see next. I'll put 3 more in a video next week, so make sure to get voting for those. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe for all things Rainbow Six. And until next time, guys, stay reckless and relentless.